So today I finally watched a film that I'd been meaning to watch for many years because I love Burt Lancaster. And this movie has Burt Lancaster in it, although he's not the star. And actually, I'm glad that I watched it now and not back when I first read about it because I actually really love the main star of the film, but I didn't love him when I first read about this film. So I don't think I would have appreciated it as much. That star being Peter Riegert. Um, I love him because I love Crossing Delancey, and I'm glad that I saw this film after seeing Crossing Delancey because I had a love of this actor, and it made me love this movie even more than I already did. The movie being Local Hero, it's written and directed by Bill Forsyth. Bill Forsyth wrote and directed Gregory's Girl, and if you've not seen Gregory's Girl, it's one of those beautiful, perfect, bittersweet teen films. I think it's from 1980. Let's see what the internet says. 81. So, yeah, Gregory's Girl is a beautiful, sweet film. Local Hero was his follow-up film, and it stars Peter Riegert as well as Peter Capaldi in a very young, very pre-fame, pre-Doctor Who, pre-The Hour, pre-everything, as well as Burt Lancaster. In the film, Peter Riegert works for an oil company in Houston, Texas, run by Burt Lancaster. He's a little eccentric. He decides to send Riegert's character to Scotland, to a town that they're attempting to acquire and turn into a refinery. He chooses Riegert's character because his last name is McIntyre, and he thinks that he's Scottish and therefore will fit in nicely in Scotland. It turns out he's actually Hungarian. But he goes to Scotland. He wants to do it all by the phone. He's just very 80s yuppie businessman. But he gets to Scotland and he starts to meet the people who work there, the people who live there, the people who run the B&B where he's staying, the residents of the village, a researcher, all kinds of things. And slowly but surely, he starts to love the way of life in this small town, and especially in comparison to his fast-paced, yuppie life in Houston. And there's this beautiful sequence where he sees the Aurora Borealis for the first time, and he's trying to explain it over the phone to Burt Lancaster. That is fantastic. There's also some really strange side B stories with Burt Lancaster's character and his psychologist or psychiatrist who's trying to help him through insult therapy, which is fantastic. And it is exactly what it sounds, and you should watch that. I mean, you should watch the whole movie. Capaldi is sort of the Scottish representative of this oil company. He's fantastic. Side note, if you only know Peter Capaldi from Doctor Who, watch In the Loop, as well as the show that's based on that is escaping me right now, and also The Hour. And if you have not seen The Hour, you are in for a treat. 2 seasons of wonderful, wonderful BBC television. Beautiful, gorgeous cinematography from Chris Menges, who also shot Kess for Ken Loach, as well as The Killing Fields. Yeah, wow, he shot a lot of things. The Mission. Most recently, I guess, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, North Country, Stop Loss, all kinds of things. So he's fantastic. Beautiful shots. Most of this was shot in Scotland, so it's like this huge. Here we go. It's in Aberdeen, and there's like so much of Highland Scotland. Like there's so many. If you go to Wikipedia for this, there's so many places that they shot this film. It's gorgeous. It's lovely. You will fall in love with the town as much as Peter Riegert's character does. It has this bittersweet, lovely ending that I actually rewatched a couple times because the first time I wasn't paying attention and I was like, wait, it ended? And then I had to go backwards. And then it was so gorgeous and sad and lovely and happy all in one ball of like just perfect cinema ending, really. There's a lot of sort of wacky characters that I think if this film had been made by an American, would have been too wacky. But because it was made by a Brit, it was a little less wacky. Or a Scot. Is he Scottish? Bill Forsyth? Let's see. He's a Scot. Okay. So it's like, it's wacky. I think the like British, Scottish, Irish filmmakers are able to do sort of wacky without crossing the line into unbelievable in a way that American filmmakers often aren't able to do. And this is a great example of one of those films. Um, what else to say about this film? It's just gorgeous. I believe you can get it from the Warner Archive Collection on DVD. It's a Warner Brothers distribution film. Um, it's currently streaming on TCM, but I think it expires tomorrow. That's why I watched it. So, oops. But if you can find it, seek it out. It's just gorgeous and fun and sweet. And you will probably fall in love with Peter Riegert as much as I did, and then seek out Crossing to Delancey, and then you'll be like, why weren't you one of the great leading romantic actors of the 80s? I don't know. So anyways, this is Local Hero from 1983, and it's just a delightful, fun sort of dramedy, if you will, from Bill Forsyth, and I definitely recommend seeking it out.